Not having it. ...2007 Chevy Silverado. Helping out a relative here, working on their C71. Want to keep them off-road as much as we can. Except for, we got a small problem here. This wheel is not having it. Yes, the lugs are tight. Everything else is tight, except for the bearing. So we got the Moog incoming, and we are going to see.
We're going to use chrome on chrome.
We're breaking laws, right?
Not using chrome on chrome.
Wow. Who put that one on the last time? Okay, let's go through and do bearing. So these 07s, you know, first year after the cat eye for their spotty style. Big giant headlights. And the dash is redone a little bit, interior's redone a little bit. This one I think is Victory Red. So let's get after it. So these are pretty straightforward here. Take your wheel off. Make sure you use the right lug, nut, socket size. And then what we do is we'll go ahead and we'll take like the bracket off, leave the caliper, everything in place. Take the bracket off, put it up on top of the arm, wire in place, hook it in place, whatever.
Well, the first thing to do is to loosen your axle nut.
Yeah. So if you don't have good impact, you want to loosen your axle nut while it's on the ground. So you take your hubcaps off. You got to actually take the wheel off, then take the little cover off, then put it back down, and use the vehicle, park mechanism to be able to get it off. Or have somebody inside grab the brakes while you do it. But with a good impact, she'll come out. So, cover off, loosen up that, it's a 33. And then, what?
34, 35.
It's in the big 30s. It is a size we can't read anymore, but it's this size.
35. Says it right there.
Oh, 35, read upside down. She's there. Oh, going down. Then, this still had one of the forks in the order. Take that guy out, use a lead, cover it out, hopefully. Sometimes it helps, this one too. And then we start going over the counter. So, rotor is off. Caliper, everything else out of the way. And now the 3 bolts to hold that guy down. We can get kind of stubborn. Top one right there. Those have been there a while. They've been there a long time. So a little bit of heat. So we'll use just a propane torch typically. And you just kind of keep the heat in a small area. It's not everywhere. And if it gets bad, bring out the oxygen acetylene. But pretty crusty. So no need to worry about getting too much heat on the bearing, because number one, that doesn't make that much heat, and number two, you're putting a new bearing in. So that is that. And the new bearing comes with a new ABS line and all that, so you don't have to worry about getting anything hot, because we're replacing it. So you're a long ways away from anything else that can get hot. So it looks pretty well. That's how we do it. Here in Minnesota is this. So what we have found works, we got one loose now, is you get it hot with a propane torch or map gas or whatever you got. Don't use your big torch, you don't want to burn through anything. And then you hit it with some lubricant. The cheaper the better, so the Walmart lubricant is better than what actually costs money. So heat it up, and then we'll spray it. And then heat it up, and then we'll spray it. Do that 2, 3, 4 times, and then start giving it a little crunch, and she'll go from there. Sometimes the old bearing needs a little persuasion. So use, is this a 5 pound?
9 pound.
9 pound. So we use some persuasion on a slide hammer, and works pretty good, usually. A lot of rust and stuff coming off. So we do that for a while and see what she does. And after 20 plus Minnesota winters, sometimes you need some air hammer action. Coming off. So sometimes when it's hard to get a good back hit, you get on it and rotate it.
Hit the quick tap back.
And make sure your bit stays in. There we go.
Should get stud loose.
Loosen up the stud. Look at that.
Wow.
Good air hammer. Hey, we're not here to play. We're here to work.
Hey, we can save these studs though. A good one. So that's what you need in Minnesota. So we went through and buffed out all the inside with the bearing seats. Put some, you can see a little bit of the gray anti-seize on here. And make sure you get your backing plate in place. Done that more than once, put the bearing on, forgot the backing plate. So make sure your wires run the right way for your ABS. We do anti-seize on around where it sits, and like this lip right here, that's kind of where it grabs, just right here. Anti-seize on there, and then Loctite on the bolts, just 3 bolts. So here's the old one. You can kind of see how much that wiggles, and doesn't turn very good. Noisy. Can't hear it with the fans in the background probably, but So you saw how much the wheel moved on there. So there's an example of right here in the hub. Your hub moves, you know, remember how many mil that is? 1/16 of an inch maybe. It makes that wheel just flop all over the place. So definitely some discoloration there. We're starting to get hot. So we got it. Before it got super floppy and super bad.